Good morning. Breakfast time. Looks like it's bacon and eggs again. That's okay, I suppose. All right, some bacon and my eggs. Chicken eggs. I'm so tired of chicken eggs. Let's go down to the market. Hey, this seems new. Yarny's yolks. This sounds perfect. Hey man, I'm looking for something a little different. You got anything like that? Oh yeah, you came at a good time. Check these out. They're freshly imported. Wow, imported? From where? Listen, just don't ask any questions. There's a whole range to choose from. Just check out the display case. Oh, wow. Look at these. All exotic and speckledy. How much for the whole box? Oh boy, I can't wait to try these out. Now let's see. I have got to try one of these red ones. It looks too good. All right, let's crack it open. Ah! Welcome back everybody to Minecraft The Journey with me, BugmanCX. We are in snapshot 11W49A, and in this snapshot, as we discovered in the last episode, by pressing the B key on our keyboards, we're able to get all of these abilities that give us essentially creative mode whilst still in survival. And in the last episode, we explored access to a whole bunch of unusual blocks and the insta-build mode, which we have access to using this feature. But there was also something else added in this snapshot, a new feature to the game which I'm really keen to explore. You'll also see that I'm wearing chainmail armor because access to the creative inventory gave us access to chainmail armor, which isn't currently obtainable in the game. I also spent a bit of time getting all of my tools re-enchanted, so I'm all set to go for today's episode. Over here you'll see in my little house, I now have a kitchen extension. Don't worry, the damage from before is all now repaired. And one of the items that I wanted to cover today, which was new to the creative menu, let's press B and jump into that creative mode, is at the bottom of the item selection screen. Let's scroll down. Of course, here, look, we've got bedrock, we've got all sorts of sponge block, all sorts of things we shouldn't normally have access to. Scrolling down to the end of the list where all the new stuff usually gets added, we have access to these new things. These are spawn eggs, and these spawn eggs are very, very special. If I just mouse over them, you'll see what each of them does. Creepers, skeletons, spiders, zombies, slimes. These eggs will spawn all of these different types of mobs, including mobs like the magma cube, which belongs to the nether, the blaze, which belongs to the nether. So in theory, we should be able to take this spawn egg and spawn a blaze somewhere in the world. Now, technically, access to spawn eggs is a creative-only feature, and we shouldn't normally have access to these things in survival. But as I said, it is possible to obtain it using the B key, which we're just exploring in these current episodes. Let's have a look here and see what else we have. Let's just try something tame to start us off. A mushroom. Okay, so if we take this spawn egg and place it down on the ground like this, we spawn in a mushroom, and we can spawn in as many of these as we want in this mode, because in this mode I have unlimited items in my inventory. But if I go back to survival mode, let's try this again. Obviously we lose the egg because it's a consumable item. This is an amazing feature, especially for creative mode, but in survival mode I've also got a couple of ideas about how we can fix a few problems that we've had over the course of building in this ravine. So let's take a closer look at some of these eggs before we go off and do too much experimentation with them. First, you can see that these are the original textures for the spawn eggs, and I say that because the color combinations here for these eggs will change, and for good reason too, because a lot of these eggs are really difficult to tell apart. For example, the pig zombie, the magma cube, and the squid. Look at that. They're all basically identical textures. It's really difficult to see exactly what's what there and tell them apart at first glance. There are some obvious ones in here, like this one, which is the creeper. the skeleton, and here we have the zombie. Even the spider, maybe, to a degree. And I've included here just the egg because I wanted to mention the egg. The egg was the original spawn egg for the game, I suppose you could say. When the egg was first introduced, if you throw an egg in the world, there's a chance for it to spawn a chicken. Will it do it? No, of course not. There's a chance for it to spawn a chicken, but not just one chicken. There's a chance for it to spawn up to 4 chickens. This one is the regular spawn chicken egg, and this one will always spawn a chicken because that's what it's designed to do. But it won't spawn up to 4 like the regular game egg will. Obviously, these eggs were never designed for survival mode, but access to that creative menu is just too tempting, and we're definitely going to have some for our world and use them for some interesting things maybe later on down the line. But one thing I wanted to note is that these eggs are not stackable. Let's jump into the creative mode and go to the creative menu, scroll down, and we'll find the wolf egg. You'll see here that it doesn't stack. You can only have 1. So wherever we store these in the world, there'll only be 1 item per slot. But let's just pop out a wolf because we can. I love that. One egg I wanted to get out of here was this one. Yes, the last one here, spawn villager. We're going to use this. We're going to come down here to the old village that we set up many episodes ago. Now, if you remember, I painstakingly went over to a neighboring village and I got each of the different type of villages, and then I brought them over here in minecarts in the main world, across the overworld, and dropped them here in this area. Unfortunately, over time, they've all disappeared, and I'm going to repopulate them with my spawn egg. Ah, look at you! Let's drop off one here inside the house. Now, unfortunately, each time you spawn in one of the villages using a spawn egg, it will just be one of these brown coat textures, not a librarian or a butcher or a cleric or anything like that. So sadly, we can't have one of each of the professions, but we can have 5 villages repopulating our village, and now at least it feels alive again. Let's use the little pork farm here to check out some of the more passive mobs. First, we have pig. Hey, I'm working here. How do we get rid of you? I've got no weapons on me right now. I'm doing. Oh, okay, it's gone. It's gone. All right. Ow. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, what now? All right, we've got the pig, sheep, cow, chicken, and the mushroom. So we've seen a couple of these already. Let's just spawn them in and check them out. First, the pig. Yep, there are already loads of pigs. Nothing special here. Next is the sheep. Yeah, again, pretty standard. Next is, what is this one? Cow. Yeah, not very exciting. Okay, this one is chicken. We've seen loads of those. Nothing interesting at all. And of course the mushroom is pretty interesting because the mushroom only exists on the Mushroom Island. But here I'm just able to spawn them in wherever I want. Now I got a couple of other interesting ones here. This one is the wolf. Of course, the wolf is also amazing because you can tame wolves and turn them into dogs. And I actually haven't had any... Oh, I forgot about this. Oh, we should be able to have some fun with that later on. Wolf, I wouldn't go down there. Yeah. And the last one on my list is the squid. I just wanted to spawn in a squid because technically it's a passive mob. And at the moment, the squid will still survive, I believe, in the air. Even though it's not in water, it'll just stay here. I'm wondering if eventually the pigs will push this around and push it back into the water here where it will eventually drop down to its death. Like that poor old mushroom is about to. I'm just going to leave it here and see what happens. Do it, go on. It didn't take very long at all for these absolute bullies to push this squid off the edge. And of course, now the squid is in its natural habitat. It seems to be a little bit stuck there again, but hopefully one of the pigs that makes its way down will push it a little bit further. There we go. Now, this squid should make its way down eventually. Okay, if these pigs clear out of its way, I want to see what happens when the squid goes down the lava tunnel. Is that bad? I'm not sure. All right, pig, come on. You're really causing a problem here, aren't you? Of course, pig problems. We've had those before in this world. This is just a different type of pig problem. All right, here we go. Here we go. We're on the way. We're on the way. The squid is about to go down. And of course, well, it was just predictable, wasn't it? Now, of course, animal cruelty in Minecraft is just that. It's Minecraft. It's not real. They're not real animals. They're just bits of data inside of the world file, and it's simulated. So here I've got sheep and wolf. Let's have the most epic battle upon battles. Now, I'm doing this in the B creative mode, not survival mode, because I need unlimited eggs to deposit sheep. Let's just let's see how many we can get here. Oh, I have to move around to do it because if I try and right-click in a place where a sheep already exists, then I can't spawn it in. But let's just keep going until we generally fill up this entire pen here. That is looking good. Now, let's just casually let a wolf out, shall we? And it should suddenly see these sheep and cause a little bit of chaos in there, I think. Although it's having a bit of trouble because there are so many sheep in there. So let's give it a hand and spawn in quite a few sheep, dogs, wolves, not sheep, dogs, wolves. Now, why aren't you going? Wolves, come on, we need a lot of you. Well, the wolves are obviously winning, but this is not as epic battle as I was hoping for. Poor sheep. I mean, simulated sheep. Now, of course, the spawn eggs also gives us access to a whole range of hostile mobs. So I've put an assortment of hostile mob spawn eggs on my hotbar. What could possibly go wrong? Let's just start with this first one here. I've forgotten what all of these colors mean now. First one is zombie. Of course, the classic zombie. You'll just burn up in the sun. So I'm going to keep backing away from you so you don't touch me and try out this next one, which is a skeleton. And for some reason, they're attacking each other, which is fine by me. Fine by me. Now hurry up and burn. We've got this red one to try out, which is, of course, the... No! Oh, the creeper. The creeper. I forgot about creepers exploding on me. Let's just go over this way and hopefully disappear this way. And hopefully it'll follow me, and then we'll break its line of sight. And we'll just leave it there. Fooled. What an idiot. This one here is the spider. And spiders are passive during the daytime. So, of course, you're not going to attack me. You're just going to sit there and do your own thing and make those creepy sounds that you make. And this one, your little friend, the cave spider, which for some reason also isn't attacking me when I spawn it from the egg. And I don't know why that is, because I'm in full survival mode right now and this thing should be going after me. I'm just going to leave it here and see if it can do its own thing. Next we have slime. Oh, hi. Yeah, okay, slime. I don't know if slimes will always spawn big or if they'll spawn multiple sizes. We might have to try that out in a little while, but you're going to be really annoying, aren't you? So let's spawn in a silverfish, a little silverfish. They're pretty harmless things and they'll just follow me around. And I think eventually if I get rid of it, it should just bury itself inside of a block. So we're going to run around this house and get rid of it. And the last one that we have to test here is the Enderman. Now, uh-oh, I didn't mean to look at the Enderman. Now, of course, the Enderman is present in both the end and the overworld, and it's gone. So I'm just going to hang around with my friends and hope they don't kill me. I just wanted to test that slime spawn egg again to see if each time that I spawn it in, it will spawn in with different sizes. One thing you might notice as well is that in the hotbar here, this egg is a dark browny, greeny color for the slime. But when I'm actually in F5 mode, you'll see in my hand here, it's the green cyan texture color. So that's a little bit strange how it will render only with this color. This also happens in multiplayer. All the eggs are always that color, unless you're looking at it like this in first person. That's the only way to tell the difference. But let's just spawn in a few of these slime and see if we get them. Yeah, I thought so. Get them in different sizes. Actually, they're all mediums, but I think that is just random. There you go. We got a large one over there earlier, some mediums, and a little baby one. So that definitely means that the size of the slime that spawns in is random. Now I've saved the best spawn eggs for last because the best spawn eggs are these spawn eggs. These are the spawn eggs for the mobs that spawn only in the nether. Now it is possible to get a few of the main world mobs into the nether, such as the pig and the chicken. The pig can be brought in if you can smuggle a spawner into the nether, and then that'll spawn pigs naturally. And chickens are also possible to get in the nether if you bring in regular eggs and throw them around, and eventually a little chicken should hatch from the eggs and you'll get chickens in the nether. But it's not possible for mobs that spawn naturally in the nether to come back over here to the main world, with kind of one exception. If it happens to be thundering and lightning is striking and lightning strikes a pig, the pig in the main world will get converted into a pig zombie. And I've seen this once before, back in the beta days, but only ever once and never again. But here with these eggs, we should be able to bring each of these mobs here into the main world, and I'm going to do that quite securely, I hope, because I don't want my world to be destroyed by rogue blazes and ghasts. In each of these houses, I'm going to release one of the nether mobs, and it's just going to live there. Now, they won't last forever because the mobs themselves do despawn over time, but I figure this is probably the safest way for us to do it. So first, over in this house here, we're going to release this first one here. The first one is the pig zombie, so you can just stay in here. You're a bit passive anyway, because you don't really attack me unless I attack you, so I feel pretty safe with you. No! No. You're going to stay in your house there. The second one is the blaze. All right, let's find a suitable house for the blaze. I'm going to go over here to this house here. This is a nice little sized house for a blaze, I think. And I'm going to pop you. Let's open up the door safely and pop the blaze inside. Hi, blaze. Whoa. Okay. You did not like that. So that blaze is now trapped in there forever. This is interesting. The next egg is the magma cube. Okay, so the magma cube can live here in this house here. Hopefully we get a big one. Just like the slime, it should spawn a random size. Oh, we got a big one. And you can live in here. Just stay there. You'll never get out. Enjoy yourself. And of course, the last mob is the most treacherous of all the ghasts. So let's go around to this large house here, and we're going to release a ghast inside of this house. Are you ready for this? Okay. Now this ghast is probably going to fireball me as soon as I spawn it in, so I need to back off quickly and get out. But let's do it. What? Oh no, it can't see me. No line of sight. It's just got dangly legs. Let's close the door and see what we can see here. Can we see anything? Is it just going to live in there forever? Well, not forever, but you know, let's pop in and... What? Oh! Look at this. It's so big it's sticking out through the roof. It's following me as well. Look at that. You can definitely see it tracking me, even though it can't technically see me. No line of sight. I wish I could keep this in my world for longer, but sadly it will despawn the next time I leave this area. But I do think what we should do is release at least one ghast into the wild. It's like giving back to nature. That is the creepiest thing I've seen. I'm now planning to release one ghast back into the wild, and if you listen carefully, you can actually hear that one in the house above my head there. It's still there, and of course the ghast sound can travel quite far, but I'm just in the neighboring swamp. I thought, why not do it close to home, because I am a lunatic. So I'm going to release this, and I need a bit of cover, so I'm going to run under this tree maybe after I release it, because it will attack me. Let's actually do this quite carefully here. What I'm going to do is release it above my head and let it fly off into the sky and then run under the tree. Ready? 3, 2... Oh, I'm not ready for this. 3, 2, 1. Oh, okay. Yes, off it goes. Look, you can see it. You can see it. Oh, no. When will it get out of my range? It can't see me through these vines, which is really helpful. There it is. No. Oh, no. I didn't want to set the swamp on fire. You stupid ghast. All right, get out of here. Get out of here. Off you go. Off you go. Look at it. It's a thing of beauty. It's like a hot air balloon up in the sky. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh, no. It's going to see me, isn't it? No, the whole swamp's gonna go. At this rate, the whole swamp. No. No, this isn't what I wanted. This isn't what I wanted. I think we're quite safe now. Oh, okay. There it is. Go away, Ghast. Be free. Be free. Oh. I sort of expected it to just disappear off into the sky, but ow, no. This isn't going to plan. Okay, I'm going to temporarily switch to B mode, and in B mode, it shouldn't target me, and I can fly. I'm just going to come up and have a bit of a look at this amazing beast flying around our world in a place that it shouldn't be. Look at this, fresh air. Have you ever experienced fresh air in your lungs before? Do you even have lungs? I don't know, but look, I'm very pleased. A bit of wildlife floating around the sky. Well, that is all we have time for in today's episode. I can't believe we just released a ghast into the wild right next to the base. Oh, the crazy things we do in this series, right? Thank you for joining me. Thank you to my patrons for supporting me. You're all fantastic. And I will see you all in the next episode. If you enjoyed yourself, then leave me a comment in the comments below. Join my Discord. There are links to that down below. And also, you can support me on Patreon if you are so inclined. Look how high this thing is. Isn't it amazing? I'm going to call it Roger because why not? Thank you, everybody. See you next time. This has been Bugman CX. You've been watching Minecraft The Journey. Can we get in a ghast? No, it's too quick. Oh, there we go. Bye-bye.